Use narrative-based advertising to successfully acquire new customers and increase your volume whilst your hardcore KPIs such as POAS and marketing efficiency stays stable at scale. The primary concept that I want to talk about in this specific letter is narrative-based advertising. And that pretty much means that you as an advertiser must resonate with the wavelength that your target audience vibrates on. And as you can see here, call thesis narrative determines success. A message with the same wavelengths as the market will result in resonance and will result in profits from your advertising efforts. If you can't align yourself with the stringent that your target audience vibrates on, you won't succeed with your advertising efforts. The narrative of your marketing determines whether you will essentially succeed or fail. It's not the specific technology, it's not the specific methodology or trick inside of the ads manager that you use which makes the difference, because I have seen oversimplified, extremely oversimplified ad setup scale significantly in ad spend whilst remaining profitable. And in this video, I'm going to showcase you a client of mine that I'm scaling actively as I'm speaking right now, so you can have an understanding of how you can align your narrative with the same wavelength as your target audience. Now, matching the same wavelength as your audience is not something that happens inside of your ads manager. It's something that happens outside of your ads manager, and it's essentially it's a foundational principle that determines the advertising success. And the case study that I want to take ground on today, the brand that I want to showcase today, why I'm actively scaling this specific client of mine with narrative based advertising and acquisition funnels, is called Kufferkørhandsker. It's a Danish brand that sells road books. The founder loves cars and everything that is essentially about cars, so he have made his own product, a road book that he sells on his own Shopify store. And as you can see to the right, I have a Shopify analytics screenshot of the scaling phase that we are currently in as I'm speaking right now. And you can essentially see the dates for yourself. Furthermore, I have also made a case study covering this brand called Masterclass, how I grew this client of mine by 113%. And it's essentially a super cool case study of mine that I have been helping scale super rapidly here in 2024. Now, yet again, the primary concept, narrative-based advertising. Narrative stands for the way of communicating arguments or and prevailing the beliefs that your target audience already have. It's essentially the invisible hands that influences success or failure. It either works for you or it works against you. Most advertisers hit a glass ceiling with their scale, where their marketing efficiency and ROAS starts to decline, making it unprofitable for them to scale further. This means that most advertisers, especially in the e-commerce world, never get past a certain level of scale in their scaling phase. And with that said, it's also a really small percentage of advertisers that truly markets a unique product. I would even go as far as saying that 5% of e-commerce brands have a unique product, whereas 95% of e-commerce brands just have a similar product as their competitors. And it's essentially a small percentage that markets a unique product which their target audience understands, see the difference in, and values from the get-go. The vast majority advertisers have a similar product as their competitors, meaning that they have to essentially differentiate themselves based on how they are advertised their specific product. And therefore, it's essentially the job as the marketer to market the product in a way that vibrates on the same wavelength as the target audience. And you might ask yourself, well, how do I make sure that I do that? Well, you have to audit and have a firm grasp of your current market situation. You have to understand your market a lot better than your competitors do, because marketing is essentially dependent on how the market is looking. And here are some questions and statements that can essentially help you get started. who is selling a similar product as I'm doing, what arguments are they using to essentially sell the product, what price points are being represented in the industry, and how has marketing changed amongst competitors. Now, when you essentially have a firm grasp of your current market situation, you also have to align your advertising with the five level of awareness, where you as an advertiser want to penetrate up, meaning that you want to essentially penetrate all that is most aware, then go up to the people who are product aware, and step by step, essentially align yourself with each awareness stage. And if you can essentially make advertising that resonates with the people on an unaware and problem aware stage, you will have an easier time, a lot easier time to essentially scale your advertising efforts, because most people are kept because they don't understand how to advertise successfully at a higher level of awareness, because it's the most difficult level of awareness to essentially advertise to. And after that, you will also need to understand the level of market sophistication, which pretty much means that how often your target audience have seen similar offers slash products, and how skeptical and smart they are. And to essentially sum it up, there are five levels of sophistication. We have first to market, where you can lead by a claim, result, or benefit. Second to market, where you have to scale up the claim that have been given in first to market. Stage three, where you essentially have to claim maximize with a new mechanism. Stage four, if the mechanism has been pushed, you essentially need to take that mechanism and increase the benefits of that mechanism that have been introduced at stage number three. And stage number five, when a new mechanism have been pushed to maximum, you need extraordinary identification features. And that could be that you as an advertiser identifies with the individuals themselves. And when you understand that, it's essentially your task as an advertiser to build a stringent narrative that first and foremost grabs your target audience attention with your creatives and gets them to click on the ad, converts their initial attention into interest, and after that persuades their interest to essentially purchasing the product on the sales page and checkout process. Now, furthermore, when building a narrative based advertising funnel, you have to guide your prospect along a storyline where everything is kept cohesively, and that is foundational. Because when you have a specific narrative that essentially resonates with your target audience, you need to keep that narrative from the ad to the landing page to the checkout process until they essentially buy your product. Because if not, the target audience would be thrown off, that your customer journey isn't cohesive. Now, I essentially want to break down a case study of mine that I briefly talked about earlier, so you can get the point and understand how to apply this for yourself. And the case study that we will essentially look at is Kuffer Kørhansker, a great client of mine, as I said, a Danish brand that sells road books. And their primary hero offer is this road book that the founder has made essentially himself, because he loves everything to do with cars. So it's a product that the founder have essentially made himself, which also means that I am in a unique position because I'm advertising a truly unique product in a market where we don't have any competitors. Really, the level of sophistication is super, super low because the target audience haven't seen similar products to this. Now let's essentially go into flowchart to break down the entire funnel, so you can see how a narrative based acquisition funnel look like. Now, as you can see here, I have essentially illustrated the entire funnel from ad creative to landing page to checkout process and essentially buying the product. And if I zoom in a bit further, you can see that we currently have a narrative that is based around Christmas, where we have a specific angle targeting people who are in the same family as men that love cars, and where we are essentially telling those people that you need to purchase this specific book for your man this Christmas instead of just giving him socks as usual. So we are using that angle, and obviously this is in Danish, but if I just break down the copy, you might understand it better. So the copy says, if I translate it to English, if you haven't purchased a Christmas gift for the man in your life that loves cars, you have a big problem, unless you don't want a man which is happy, energetic, and positive this Christmas. If you essentially want a man who is all of those things, we at Kuffer og Kørhandsker, the brand, have the right solution for you. Our our truly unique yearly our truly unique yearly book, that essentially would be the perfect solution for you. It's perfect for men who loves cars. It has a lexicon with QR codes behind the book, with YouTube videos that your man that loves car can watch, and it's the only it's the only book in Denmark of this format. And the best thing is that the best thing is that the book is only costing you 349 Danish kroner, which is approximately $50. And the call to action is that you essentially just have to buy this book for the man in your life that loves cars. And again, lastly, the link for the landing page. So that's the overall copy, and that's the overall angle that we have in the creatives as well. Now I just wanted to take a few creatives with me here. We have quite a fair amount as of right now, but I just wanted to take these creatives with me so you can see that we are keeping all of the creatives with the same angle. If it's static ads, if it's UGC, or if it's mockup, whatever it might be, we are essentially keeping the whole customer journey cohesively with the same angle. And in this case, this angle is resonating super well with our target audience. And from our ads, we direct them into a landing page where you can see, yet again, we have our main offer, we have our hero offer, and we are essentially also currently testing a bit on the landing page. So you can see we have the primary landing page with the book itself, but we also have a landing page where we are testing with a bundle and keeping the narrative cohesively. So you can essentially see that list landing page says, if I translate it to English, the perfect Christmas gift for the man who loves cars, and essentially just a bundle of products to increase the average order value. And yeah, you can essentially see how we are keeping the same narrative cohesively from the ad to the landing pages, and again when they essentially check out, and lastly purchase our product. And just to give you some insights of how well this is working, you can currently see that screenshots from the Shopify dashboard that essentially shows the 30th of November, which is the date that we started this specific campaign, till yesterday, the 13th of December 2024. We have increased sales quite a lot, profitably, capital efficiently, where we actually are profiting of first time customers. And you can see that the time frame is exactly when we started running this narrative, and where we essentially started running this advertising campaign. So, and if we essentially click back now, you should be able to see and able to understand how effective narrative-based advertising slash funnels are in 2025 slash 2024. If you're able to spread a message that essentially resonates with the wavelength of your audience, I strongly suggest that you essentially give this a try yourself and brainstorm narrative that you can use to successfully advertise and to essentially successfully acquire new customers and increase your volume, as I have done for this client of mine. That's it. Take care.